things have gotten interesting since the last time I had a chance to rap about the WWE and the state of it and everything, because after Mania, Vinnie Mac came out like, yo, we gonna shake things up. And the Superstar shakeup, I really honestly think has been great for everybody, because it's like, you know, Sami Zayn is finally on SmackDown, where the hell his ass belong, over there with Kevin Owens for some reason, because they can't separate the two. You got Alexa Bliss on Raw. We'll be talking about her a bit later with her title match against Bayley. It's like you got Charlotte. She on SmackDown now. You got the Colognes. You know them as the Shining Stars or whatever. I'm like, SmackDown has the Miz, Dean Ambrose, things like that. It's just been all over the place. And even given that, is that some of the greatest things is like the revivals on Raw. You got the King of Strong Style, and I love how the audience has been captivated by one Shinsuke Nakamura. You got the Perfect 10 over there with him, Ty Dillinger. It's like the Superstar shakeup done been nuts for everybody, and I'm glad to see that it's done these wonders. So it's like, we'll talk about this, because the only thing I have to say that has to do with Payback, like for real, is that looking at this card, you want, where the hell Brock Lesnar? Ain't nobody seen him. Was him and Paul Heyman even on the Raw after Mania? I can't even remember. It matters, but it doesn't. I should research it, but it don't really matter. It don't. Because they did this the last time Brock was champion, and I told you this is what was ultimately going to happen. That when they put the title on Goldberg, that Brock was just going to disappear. But it's like, but the thing is that things have gone on pretty much without a hitch, without you having a world champion, without you having a universal champion to chase after. But we'll get more into that later. You know, as usual, I have the results pulled up, and you know I don't watch a pre-show, which is why I pull these notes up. And first part of our pre-show, Enzo and Big Cass beat Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, and it's like, a couple months ago I told you that Enzo and Big Cass was going to be champions. But for some reason, the Hardy Boys are champions, and they wrestled on this pay-per-view, and we'll talk a bit more about that later. People, you have the former tag team champions, and the team I thought was going to be the champions, wrestling on the pre-show. That's not weird. Not at all. My boy, the Demon King, Finn Balor, was on Miz TV. Miz got to talking that shit, and Finn Balor laid his ass out. So they gonna feud for a while, because they need something for my boy Finn to do. So who else but to make him look awesome than the must-see WWE superstar of all time? So it'll be interesting to see them start wrestling on Raw and things like that when we get to it. To the pay-per-view at hand, Chris Jericho beat Kevin Owens, and I'm sitting up here like, even given that the match was hot and it was pretty much a run back, like, not like a play-by-play of they match in WrestleMania, except this time, when Kevin Owens used that finger, the finger got on the list of Jericho when Jericho snapped and, like, fucked the shit out of his finger. Like, literally, like, put his finger over there by the stirrup and stomped it, which led to him winning. My thing is about him winning is that Kevin Owens had been coming out on SmackDown the last couple of weeks as the face of America or some bullshit. And it was like, given that that's what the gimmick he was going to go with, I figured that it wasn't no way Chris Jericho was going to beat KO. But I don't book matches. It's just that you try to look at things, try to see things that make sense. This makes no sense to me at all, but hey, whatever. It was a great match overall, so it is what it is with that. Austin Aries beat the king of the cruiserweights by disqualification. That happened too. Because they had a hot match. They went back and forth. It was a lot of ebb and flow. It was a great match. But the king of the cruiserweights doing what he can to stay the king of the cruiserweights and your cruiserweight champion. It was great. Put your hand on the ref a whole bunch. Now I got to throw the match out, but Austin Aries, you won because he had him in the last chancery, and I thought like legitimately at that point Austin Aries was going to win. But given this is that they going to stretch this out a little bit longer. Is that Austin Aries going to ultimately get the win on Neville. It's just going to be Neville just going to do a whole bunch of heelish ass bullshit until they get to a point to either A, they're going to put him in a situation where Austin Aries ain't going to have no choice but to win because you're going to take away all of the possibilities away for Neville to fucking sneak by as it is with heel tactics, or Austin Aries is just going to beat that ass. So either or, you take that for how you want to take that. The Hardy Boys had a match with Simon and Cesaro and they won, but that doesn't matter. Because the thing I have been wanting since this has been a thing is Sheamus and Cesaro with the heel turn. And man, it was amazing. It's like the Hardy Boys like, hey, come on, man. We can get along. What's up, baby? Yeah, pounds. You happy? Yeah, let's hold each other's hands up, man. Hey, yo, we out, man. Celebrate, my dudes. Then the boy Cesaro, Jeff Hardy on the thing. Do. Bye, motherfucker. Wee! Punches his ass. And I'm like, yo, this is nuts. I'm like, yes. Do it. And the stomping. They went Kurt Franklin on a fool. Stomp! And I loved every moment of it. Heel Sheamus and Cesaro. This has nothing but good to come from a heel Sheamus and a heel Cesaro. Whoo-wee. You just wonder how long it's gonna be before they take the tag team championships off the Hardy Boys. And I said this before, and I say this again. Given the broken Matt gimmick and Brother Nero and all this, why they in WWE calling themselves the Hardy Boys? Oh wait, trademarks and Vince McMahon. Never mind. Moving right along. Vicky Miss Bliss is your new Raw Women's Champion and made history as being the first woman to win both SmackDown and Raw Women's Champions. But I kind of saw this. Like, as soon as they got to talking about Bayley and hometown and you are involving the Raw Women's Championship, remember when Sasha and Charlotte were like, champions every week? They weren't scared to go to, like, this is my hometown and book somebody to lose. So as soon as they got on, like, it's going to be in San Jose, I kind of knew it was done for Bayley. The match was hot until that part Bayley hit her head on the bottom of that ring post. That shit looked like it hurt really bad. And whether that was actually part of the match or that just happened, that shit was nuts. But regardless, they had a great match. And Alexa Bliss is the champion. Ooh, Alexa Bliss. Anyway, it's going to be interesting to see Alexa as the champ, you know what I'm saying? Just for any other reason. But just to see her interact with stuff. So I do wonder, is this Nia Jax's time? Because who you gonna get to take it off of her? It's like Bayley gonna run it back and lose. You already know that's going down. So you really wonder, are you really going to really push? You gonna really push Sasha, or is this the time for Nia Jax? It's just gonna be interesting to see and things like that. Seth beat Joe, surprisingly. Joe damn near killed Seth, but Seth found a way to win. Regardless of that, this was an amazing match by amazing wrestlers doing amazing things in a wrestling ring. I don't need to describe it. This is my match of the night. Joe and Seth went at each other. And there were times where I thought Joe had him. There were times I thought even Seth getting his shit fucked up, I thought Seth had him, but Seth finally got him with some ingenuity, which is the way that you properly book a match like that. Joe had everything on his side. Seth fucked up, kill him. And Seth found the way with ingenuity to win the match. You have to wonder what's next for Seth, what's next for Joe, but I really have a think they're going to clash one more time before they go their separate ways and they book them to do something else. Bray Wyatt beat Randy Orton in the Section 8 match because that's what they were at. They was at the Section 8, was in their Section 8 apartment having a fight. And then they came back for the Jinder Mahal and his squad to stomp Randy Orton for Bray Wyatt to win. And I'm sitting up here like, Bray Wyatt won, but he's not the champion. Why is he not the champion? Because I thought this was a championship match. I don't get any of this. Nothing. Zero. I'm like, they sat up here and had a fight in a house. A Section 8 apartment. Why is this even happening? Why? That's all I asked myself the whole time I watched this match. Why is this happening? Why? I'm like, I understand the concept. I was with the concept, but the match should have began and ended in the house. Bring 5-10 motherfucking referees. I don't really care, but the match shouldn't have ended in a wrestling ring. That killed the match. As soon as it's like Randy Orton pull up in a limo. Bray Wyatt leaves in the same limo, and they're like, "Yo, driver, take me back to the arena." Cause what? in between all this, Randy Orton got a refrigerator dumped on his ass, but somehow magically appeared back at the fucking arena for him to continue to fight Bray Wyatt. And I'm like, fucking what? I'm like, this match was all over the place. I love the idea, the possible execution, but the rest of it was shit. Even given that Jinder Mahal is your number one contender for the WWE Championship, like, what parallel world do we live in that Jinder Mahal fighting for legit championships, bruh? Huh? Not saying nothing bad about Jinder Mahal, but when he won the number one contendership, I was even like, oh shit, huh? Again, like I said, Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton in this section 8 where LaWanda do her and her boyfriend sell dope to make money for the kids so they can get something to eat. No. Don't do this ever again. Unless the beginning and the end of the match are going to be in the section 8 house. Thank you. Oh, and Braun Strowman is the hero among all of us because he killed Roman Reigns. I didn't see this coming because I figured even after Braun Strowman done whoop everybody's ass, then dumped this fool over in an ambulance and all this so crazy ass shit, all of it that I thought Roman Reigns was finna pull out his John Cena, overcome the Yugimoto level shit, I believe Braun Strowman whooped his ass. In imaginative ways, whooped this man's ass. There were some points where I thought, like, Roman Reigns, he finna do Roman Reigns shit. Braun Strowman laid him out. And I'm happy. I'm happy. This means things. Something about, you know, your Universal Champion haven't been seen on TV in a fucking month. Even given that, Braun Strowman is a threat. And whether you put Kalisto on a dumpster, whether you push over in an ambulance, Braun Strowman is the fucking truth. I want this man with some gold around his waist. He done laid waste to the man everybody hates. Well, not everybody, just a very small but very vocal minority who hates this guy named Roman Reigns still. Braun Strowman laid his ass out. That nice sequence with the stairs, drop him on his neck, put it on his chest, murder this fool. This match was nuts, and I'm glad it was as one-sided as it was, because if it would have ended any other way, it would have been complete and utter bullshit. That's it. That is it. That is all. Decent pay-per-view up and down. I'm like, Joseph killed it. And I loved watching the deconstruction of Roman Reigns. I enjoyed it. Not to say that I don't enjoy Roman Reigns, the character, but I really thought they was really going to go heel. He was going to go in with this Undertaker shit. Nah, fucking have Braun Strowman murder his punk ass. And I'm like, yes. Yes, do this. Do this. Do this here. But yo, that's that. More work coming. Things of that nature. Be watching for it. You know who it is. It's the one and the only. The triple, the G.O.D. And I'd like to thank you for joining me for another installment of Triple the Guy Speaks. And with that, I'll holler at you guys next time, man. Peace out.